Good morning. Good morning. God bless you. Listen, I want to welcome you to Morning Coffee. And this week we've been talking about managing meltdowns and you just being a good steward over your soul. And today I want to just talk about offense when you get offended. It's one thing to get offended, but it's another thing if you it's not just about the offense, it's about your future. And one way to release staying offended, one way to release it is just release the expectation for answers and believe God and move on. One thing, we want answers as to why people, why they did what they did. And I want to let you know that some people do what they do and they don't even know why they're doing it. But, while they're offending you, what's happening to you, if you don't let it go, the enemy wants you to become hard. He wants you to become numb. He wants you to become unengaged. And then what the enemy wants, he does not want you to walk into your future. He does not want you to even believe or see that God has a good plan for your life. He wants you to stay in that place. And when you stay in that place of being offended, what happens to your personality? God is not now not shaping your personality. The pain of that thing is shaping your personality. I've been listening to Dr. Darius, and he said something that we need to think about. It's not about the bite. It's one thing of when a snake bites you, it's about the venom. And what that enemy wants to do, he wants whatever that person did. That bite could be, whatever, rejection. It could be gaslighting. It could be lying. Whatever that thing is, rejection. That's the bite. But the actual poison, that's what he wants. He wants us to be poisoned. And then what happens is that's when you become numb. That's when you become unengaged. That's when you start not to hear the good plan that God has for your life. And so I want to read you this scripture. And I want you to know that it's not, that offense is not about right now, but that offense is about your future. I want to read the scripture, and then I want to kind of show you again how to release that offense. One way to release that offense, Hebrews 12:1 says this: therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. And I want to tell y'all, listen, there is a race that only you can run. There is a path that God has set out for you. There is a destiny. There are good works. I'm telling you, there are divine connections. There are so many beautiful things that God has in his future. It's already set up. But if we allow this offense, that offense can come in and again affect our future. And here in Hebrews 12:1, it entangles us. It weighs us down. Again, it causes us to be heavy. It causes us to be angry. It causes us not to see what God has for us. And so today, lay it aside. Lay aside the hurt. Lay aside the pain. Lay aside whatever that thing is, the rejection. And just ask God to give you the grace to move on. Because when you make up in your mind that you're going to move on, you're moving on to your victory. Come on, you're moving on to a new destination. You're moving on to a new season. And this is what you've got to proclaim. So many times the people that have offended us, they moved on. They've gone on a cruise. They've moved on. They've gotten married again. They've moved on. And we're still stuck with that offense. We're still stuck with that numbness. We're still stuck. And today, in order to get unstuck, you have got to release wanting to have answers. Just release it. Release wanting to have answers as to why that person did what they did. Why did they hurt you? Why did they do that? Listen, again, people do what they do. Let me tell you, life be lifing and people be peopling. But you've got to make up in your mind that you're going to move on. And you're going to see what God has for you. Because what God has for you, let me tell you something, it is for you. And nobody can sabotage that but you. When you decide to hold on to that entanglement, that's when you sabotage your future. So listen, I want you all to type today as I get ready to go, say, I'm going to let it go. Whatever that thing is, I'm going to lay it aside and I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to proclaim that this is my new season. This is my new season. I'm not going to be stuck. I'm not going to sabotage my future. I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm going to keep my heart open. I'm going to keep my ears open. I'm going to keep my hands open. I'm not going to let this situation pull me down. I'm not going to allow this situation to break me down. But I want to see what God has for me. Again, this offense is not about the offense, but this is about the enemy trying to sabotage your future. Make up in your mind, I ain't going to let it happen. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm going to see what God has for me. So listen, I love you. If this video has encouraged you, share it. Share it, because I'm telling you, there are a lot of upset people. There are a lot of upset people, but with God's grace, I'm telling you, he can heal you and he can fill you and he can put you on his path that he has for your life. All right. Love you guys. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.